Hello and welcome to Beyond the Trail podcast. I'm your host, Dreama Walton. Today I am out, I'm gonna do Mount Herman with my friend here, James.
Hey guys, I'm James Lauriello.
James also has a podcast.
Yes, the Steep Stuff Pod.
The Steep Stuff Pod. So yeah, we're bringing you along with us. So hope you enjoy this convo and these views.
Heck yeah.
So I've never been on Mount Herman.
It's a fun one.
Yeah?
It's short and sweet and pretty steep.
Cool.
It's
I like that.
about 2 miles to the top.
Okay.
Cool. About 1,700 feet, 1,600, something
Awesome.
like that. Yeah.
Do you do it often?
Yeah, I'd say like once a week I come up here. Something like that. Yeah.
All right, so James, I actually don't know a ton about you.
Oh, okay.
So unlike you, I don't do a lot of research on my guests. So why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you from Colorado?
No, so I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Spent some of my formative years there, then relocated to Florida.
Oh, cool.
Grew up in Florida.
Okay, me too.
What part?
Ocala.
Okay, I'm from like West Palm area.
Okay.
And went to undergrad and grad school in Florida.
Okay.
And then moved to
What did you study?
geology.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so geology in undergrad.
Whoa, I love that.
Worked as a geologist for a little bit of time.
Oh man, I've got a geologist on my pod.
Don't ask me about rocks. I can tell you the difference between granite and like a sedimentary rock. And then I got my business school, or I went to business school.
Okay.
Got my business degree from Miami and moved to Colorado.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so what do you do for like your day job?
So day job, I work in corporate finance for a Fortune 500 or
Wow.
100, something like that.
Okay, so that is like really different than geology.
Yes.
Like-
I hated geology. No offense. Yes. Well, because
How?
it like kind of, it's not that fun. Like, okay, so to be like a petrogeologist or like be like a petroleum geologist,
Okay.
very fun. Big money.
Okay.
I was an environmental consultant, so a little bit different. It was like working towards being a PG, which is a professional geologist.
Okay.
Lots of deliverables. It's just not that fun. Like it's
Okay.
kind of, I don't know. Didn't enjoy it. Money wasn't as good as I wanted it to be.
Okay.
So made a change.
All right.
Yeah.
So now you're in like the corporate world.
Yes.
And do you
I don't
like
really
that?
like no.
I was gonna say. I feel like, I don't know. You're a trail runner and like, I feel like we kind of all have like a love for the outdoors
Yes.
and moving and.
So I should say too, I also run for La Sportiva
Okay, cool.
and Ultimate Direction.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. So,
Would much rather make my full-time job running.
right. Hint, hint, La Sportiva.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So
So how long have you lived in Colorado?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Came out here, kind of crazy, but I came out here specifically because I wanted to be a professional trail runner.
Cool.
Like, that was the goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still trying to achieve that goal or?
Well, I would say I'd consider myself quote unquote professional because I do get paid to do what I do.
Nice.
I just can't do it on a full-time basis.
Sure. Yeah.
Which I don't think anybody really, well, like very few.
Very few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a weird dual life of being I don't know, doing the stuff I want to do. Mm-hmm. So, but I also work remotely, so I have that flexibility.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that world.
Yeah, you work remote as well,
I
right?
do.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been working remote since 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, going back to school and getting my business degree, I definitely think I had more of like the entrepreneurial spirit. Less of the corporate world.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just different. Like people, how do I say this? Especially accounting and finance. It's very dry, not a lot of personality. And I don't mean to generalize.
Hopefully his colleagues aren't watching.
Oh, if they are, I don't really care. They would probably agree with me.
Well, yeah, you're right. We are dry.
Just like, this is different, you know?
Yeah.
Different world.
Yeah. So, I did learn when you and when I was on your podcast the other day, that you are engaged.
Yes.
And you're having a big Hardrock Wedding.
Yeah, that's right.
Unintentional.
I was joking with Rose yesterday. I was like, am I going to have to run 100 miles now to like tie this story together?
Right.
At some point to run Hardrock? Probably not. But I am having we are getting married in Silverton, yeah.
On Hardrock weekend.
On Hardrock weekends. Rose actually, after she heard me say that on the pod,
yeah,
she's like, we didn't have any other, like, because I guess because of our photographers was a lot of the limiting reason we chose that weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, you made it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I just trying to.
Oh, there you go. She was a little upset with me. Because I think I kind of made it sound like it was her idea.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. You're gonna have a
I'm excited.
Beautiful wedding.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at the course last night when we were at dinner, seeing where we were gonna go take the family to cheer on some runners the next day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like my family understands how crazy of a sport this is, but I don't think they really, like they've been to some races, but they've never been to anything like Hardrock.
Sure.
So.
Hardrock is special.
Yes.
I know you have run, you're like a sub-ultra.
Yes, yeah.
Right, specialty.
I should say that, yep.
Yeah, so what distances do you prefer?
So last year I raced a bunch at like that 27K distance.
Oh, cool.
This year I'm going down.
Okay.
So we're gonna see.
So you're fast.
We're gonna find out. I'm gonna be racing all of the COS-TRCK series.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, Brighton, Alta, what is it? Brighton, Alta, A-Basin.
Do you mind holding that?
Yeah, no problem.
Just kidding.
You're good. Brighton, Alta, A-Basin. There's one more, Grand Targhee.
Okay.
So I'll be at those.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's gonna be some studs out there, so
yeah.
I'm excited to test that, see where the fitness is.
For sure.
Feeling
so
pretty.
You're fast. You're like a speedy.
I like the speedier.
Yeah.
I like to hurt really bad for like an hour.
Sure.
Maybe 2.
It is.
And that's it.
They are kind of fun in a weird, sadistic kind of way.
Oh yeah. So we'll see. And maybe as I get older, I'll start looking at the longer stuff.
Sure.
And it's funny, like to do. Oh, sorry. This way.
No, it's okay. I've never been here, so we have like a split here.
Yep.
Looks like we can go that way. That way, and what? We're going up.
We're going straight up. Yep.
Straight up. Cool.
So yeah, the COS-TRCK series races are a lot of fun. I'd say I'm actually probably better at that 27K distance because I am actually pretty good at suffering.
Okay.
I just don't want to. Plus, like, I don't know. I was joking. I have a buddy that runs ultras and he's like a Leadville guy. I don't know who on earth would start a race at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like a solid 10 a.m. guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be over by, have it be done before noon and, you know,
well,
relax.
Trans Gran Canaria, you know, I ran it the 2 years.
Yes.
First year it started at 11 p.m.
Dude, it's terrible.
And the next year it was midnight. So.
Go left. Yep.
Up here?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, those Euros.
Is your family in Florida?
Yes, mom and dad.
Okay.
Grandfather. The other grandparents are in like the north, or grandfather's in the Northeast.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have a big family?
Surprisingly dwindling.
Yeah.
But no, actually, like nobody's really having kids, and
Okay.
family's getting smaller. Yeah, I have a sister.
Yeah, okay, I was about to ask.
Yeah, I've got a little sister. She actually ran cross country for Florida State.
Oh, cool.
She's a speedster.
How old is she?
She's 27, 28?
Nice.
Yeah, I think 28. Yep. Keep trying to recruit her to
come
the
out
trails.
Oh,
Easier said than done.
I don't know. I feel like once you get a taste for it,
Yeah. Heck yeah. It's addicting.
it is addicting. So, what has been some of your most like memorable athletic performances?
Ooh. So the reason I got back into running was I, off the couch, ran a sub 18-minute 5K. So I was like
Wow,
pretty stoked with that.
I've never ran a sub 18.
And I was like, okay, maybe I actually could do this.
Right.
And this was when I was still a bit heavier lifting and was in grad school. And that's when I was like, okay, like, let's see what we can do. So I say that's the first one. The other rest of them, I'd say my favorite athletic achievement has not happened yet.
Okay,
So we're still
that's a good place to be in.
still in search.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year was good, but not where I want to be.
Yeah. That's a good place to be in.
Definitely.
Like looking towards the future.
Yes. I'm also a little hard on myself, so I like to, keep pushing, see where
Sure.
things are.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've recently started a podcast.
I did.
And tell me about that. What was your motivation to start it?
Yeah, so there's definitely there was a need. Like we didn't really have, other than one other podcast, like anything dedicated to like the sub ultra.
Cool.
I'd say that was the biggest thing. And I just and it's a little more catered, less towards the pros and more towards those people that are either like still making it
Yeah.
or like have just made it. Everybody's case is a little bit different. But I'd say like that's kind of what my idea is.
Cool.
Yeah.
And had you ever, I don't know, done a podcast or radio or?
So I did some podcast. I was a guest
Okay.
on a bunch of pods before that,
Okay.
but I was still nervous. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk to people. Like because it's a delicate skill. There's a lot of back and forth. You got to bring the conversation along. Like I almost look at it as like an earned and learned skill.
Yeah. I feel like I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah. Well, some people don't see you talk and I talk, which makes it fun.
Yeah.
But like some people you gotta like pull it out of. And it's like, God damn.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're really great at it.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you definitely, it seems like you've been doing it for longer than you have.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're definitely getting there. There's improvements that I want to see. I don't really pay attention to like numbers or anything like that,
Okay.
but this way. Yep.
Okay, so again, another fork in the road.
Yeah, we could go that way, but that's got ropes.
Okay, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I like ropes.
I mean, we could, let's do this way.
Yeah?
This is the
Okay.
standard route.
Okay. I did the incline yesterday,
Did ya?
so my calves are a little sore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to
Running
taper.
down the incline,
So hard.
right?
See, I do the pirate flag. I at least go down to the bailout, and then I go from there.
What do you mean?
So I'll do after I hit the top, I'll go down bar to the bailout, and then I'll bomb down the incline from there because it's a
okay.
little, it's almost too steep
Yeah,
in some sections.
yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, am I gonna get what kind of training stimulus am I gonna get? Is what
well,
kind of thinking.
my calves would say a very strong one.
That's right. Dude, I went with Erin Tong last week.
Oh yeah,
She came on the day after you.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
she's
have her on too.
Dude, she's a killer. She is so fast and like a really good hiker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
she's amazing. She got like number 49 FKT today.
Seriously, she gets one every day.
Yeah.
Like literally, she's like average, like her average is insane. But yeah, she's going down the incline, she dropped the shit out of me.
Nice. So she'll be on your pod?
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be on 2 weeks from now.
Okay, awesome.
It'll air. Yep.
Yeah. When she gets back from her travels.
You got it, yeah. And she's got an incredible story to tell. Like her 14er FKT has a lot behind it.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, she's going places in the sport for sure.
Oh yeah.
Big time.
For sure.
It's funny, the last time I was on this, it was a sheet of ice.
Oh really?
Yeah. Happy it's
That's nice.
melted out.
Good and steep.
Yeah. I bet you know who's got the FKT on this.
Joe?
Of course. Untouchable.
So when are you gonna have him on?
I don't know. Probably pretty soon.
Yeah.
We have talked a little bit. I'd say probably the summer.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I already have like the music picked out that I want to use for his pod.
So do you change it up?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Depends on like him, because he's my goat.
Yeah.
So for him, like, it's very special.
Nice. Aw.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. The only downhill we get.
Oh, really? Just enjoy it.
There's a nice shortcut up here that people take that just like totally erodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, like down here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised I've never been up here.
Oh my, yeah, it's really fun. It's a good hiking stimulus. I'd say it's a lot like Blodgett, just like less loose.
Yeah.
You go up on Blodgett at all, or?
Yeah, I've been up like twice, I think.
Oh, that's another one I do like sometimes twice a week.
Nice.
Yeah, that one's fun because you can get on St. Francis, you can get a good like moderate climb with the road.
Okay.
And then it transitions into, rock and scree.
Cool.
So it's a good training stimulus for like COS-TRCK series and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I did the October Vert Challenge.
Okay, yeah.
With them.
The circle, yeah.
But that's my only.
That got wild.
Yeah.
Like there were people doing like,
I know.
like some serious vertical.
Yeah.
I was like, how are you gonna recover from this?
I know. It's crazy.
I wanted to do it, but there's that like delimiter in my head that's like, buddy, think longevity.
Yeah. I bet you would have been good at it though.
I would have hung in there. You know what the problem is like these guys just like all day.
I know.
Just go on the incline. I'm like, I don't have the time for this.
Exactly. Same. I teamed up with Melissa Stepanowicz.
Okay. Awesome. It's a good team.
We were like the moms doing it,
Okay.
on our free time.
Yeah.
So, but we did not even come close
Like I
to being
said,
competitive.
some of those people, like, I don't even know what the numbers were. It was so astronomical.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Melissa's husband, Brandon, you obviously know, like, he's an animal.
He is.
I have not met him personally yet, but
He's great.
I got to get him out on a run.
Well, you'll meet him at our camp.
Exactly.
I'm really glad you're going to join us for that.
Thank you. I'm so excited to volunteer.
Yeah.
It'll be very fun.
Have you coached before?
I've coached, so done a little bit of both. I've coached athletes before, but I've also worked with kids through high school and college as a camp counselor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Plus, like, I just love the idea of, like passing along the sport we love to the younger generation.
Me too.
It's fun.
And we're like getting them really early, you know?
Exactly.
2nd to 8th grade.
And you never know who you're going to have in your class. Like,
Totally.
you might have the next Killian in there.
Right.
Next Courtney, who knows?
Yeah, we had several kids last year that were very impressive.
I'm sure. And it's like,
I think a few might be coming back.
oh, sweet.
Yeah.
It's cool you guys do a race at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. And they go really hard.
I'm sure they do.
It was awesome. So tell me, Colorado is so much different than Florida.
It is.
And I know you came out here for the trail running.
Yep.
But had you visited or?
Oh yeah. I did, so when I was an undergrad, I actually did a field camp for my geology course. So I spent 6 weeks in the San Juans.
Okay.
And that's how I learned about this amazing place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was like kind of the inspiration. Honestly, I'm surprised we pulled it off because I was like full-time in an office job and like kind of starting, because I just finished my MBA, just starting like that journey.
Yeah.
And we went remote. And I was like, hey guys, I'm moving to Colorado. And they were nice enough to say, okay.
Wow.
So, yeah, it worked out. I was very lucky.
Did you meet Rose here?
No, we've been together for, shouldn't say this. I don't know if I'm gonna get it wrong. 7 or 8 years. I'm pretty sure 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Let me think on that. I think.
He only doesn't remember because we're on this trail.
That's right. All the altitude in
Breathing
my brain.
heavy.
It's been about 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you meet in school or?
No. She was actually, so she works in the equine industry. So horses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I grew up with horses.
At Ocala, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
So yeah, she worked in the equine industry. She was seasonal and happened to be in Florida. And we met when I was living the bachelor lifestyle in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Completely different life.
For sure.
Yeah.
Does she currently work in the industry?
She does. So she is in accounting for a vendor, this company's called Farm Vet. They're like a horse pharmaceutical vendor.
Okay.
And they sell other stuff too. But yeah, she recently transitioned to accounting, and actually it's been a few years now. And yeah, she likes it.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we both work remote, so it's interesting. Like, we both kind of have our, designated, like locations.
Office hours.
That's right. Like, I know when to keep my distance.
Yeah.
And vice versa.
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like, I don't know. I almost would rather be back doing more social things, like being in an office a few days a week, because you do kind of lose that social component.
Yeah.
Being remote.
Do you go to any run clubs or anything like that?
No. So it's kind of a bummer. Aravipas are on Monday.
Yeah.
Monday's a tough day, like the toughest day for work for me.
Yeah.
Because I work East Coast hours.
Yeah, so do I.
So it's like, a lot of times it's 5 a.m. starts on Mondays because I'm kind of like the data guy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, mine's 6:30.
Yeah, it's cool because like I feel like I have like a whole another day after work is over.
Right.
Unless like we have a crazy project or something. So.
Yeah, I get started at 6:30, usually done by 3 o'clock-ish.
Yep, it's about me.
I don't really, most of the time I don't take a lunch.
Okay.
If I do to run, then I just work a little bit later.
Gotcha.
Which way?
Oh, I'm sorry, to the right.
Oh, okay,
yep.
cool.
Yeah, it's good because it's nice to get out. It's the hard part is that delicate balance of like not being too tanked by the time the afternoon rolls around.
Yeah.
To be able to get a good run in.
For sure.
Either one. Probably to the right is better.
It's fun to be on a trail I haven't been on.
Yeah, it was nice. This past weekend, we took off Friday. We took the dogs to the zoo. There's like
You can do that?
a zoo day. Yeah, a designated day to take the dogs to the zoo. It's pretty funny.
Were they freaking out?
Yes, terrified of the lions. The little one was like, you met the little one, Ravi. She was like kind of barking at the leopards, barking at the lion. Like it was interesting to say the least.
Oh,
but before that, we did a nice long run in Cheyenne Canyon.
Cool.
And still a lot of snow in there.
Does Rose run as well?
Yeah.
Awesome.
She runs ultras.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's done some 50Ks. She's gonna start getting ready for a 50 miler soon.
Very cool. Which one?
I don't think she's sure yet.
Okay. So I want to just get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like, did you actually grow up in West Palm or?
No, so I grew up in a small town called Stewart.
Okay.
And I was there from 7th grade through high school.
Okay.
And then went to high school up there. Then FAU for undergrad in Boca. And then worked for a few years and then lived down south, like Del Rey.
Okay. And are your parents from there? Are they from Pennsylvania?
No, so my mom's from Pennsylvania, my dad's from New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, they're like, when you think of like East Coast Italians. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Jersey Shore?
Jersey, yeah. The gold chain, like that's my dad. Like,
Funny.
they had some fun in the 80s.
Yeah. Did they, when did they move to Florida?
So, interesting things. They actually did twice. It's kind of funny. So, my mom was pregnant with me. We lived in Florida for a little bit. This was only a few months.
Okay.
And then we moved back once I was born
Okay.
to Pennsylvania, like right away, so I could be close with my grandparents.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so lots of back and forth.
Yeah, actually, that's similar to my story. They moved to Texas
Okay.
to be with friends, had me, and then moved back to Florida where they were from.
Okay. And their family was like, were your grandparents in Florida, like Ocala?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my grandfather was from Pompano.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Shout out Broward County.
they had like a farm there. My grandmother on my dad's side was from Peru, from Lima.
Okay.
And she was like on a trip to Florida and met my grandfather.
Oh, very cool.
And then never went home.
I mean, Peru, I've never been to Peru, but I've heard good things.
Oh, yeah. And she was very well educated.
Okay.
They went to an American high school.
Oh, wow.
My grandfather, my great-grandfather, was in the Peruvian army. And so all of the siblings, her siblings, were very well educated.
Oh, very cool.
You know, I mean, I have an uncle, a great uncle who, he was a pilot. He's still living in Lima. And then great aunts that kind of live all over.
Okay.
One that I'm closer to is my tia Norma, and she's in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wow. DC's cool.
Yeah.
Love DC.
Have you traveled a lot in your life? Or?
Yes and no. I mean, I've been to pretty much, minus Hawaii, which we're going soon. I've been in Alaska. I've been to pretty much every state.
Oh, cool.
Italy.
Awesome. Do you have family there?
Yes, that I don't know though. Like,
Okay.
I don't know them. Like, I know that they're there, kind of.
Wow.
But we're not friends.
Gotcha. Man,
Yeah, so
you got to make friends with them.
I do. Well, I can.
Where in Italy are they from?
So a few different areas. Most of I know I have a ton of family from this tiny island called Ishika.
Okay.
And that's like south of Sardinia, I believe it is, north of Sicily.
Okay.
That's where all the centenarians live.
Cool.
So, and it's weird, like my great aunt lived to like almost 100. Oh, wow. Like I've had tons of people in my family live like close to the hundreds. It's just pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I got those genetics.
Right.
And then the rest of the family is from Sicily. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Strange genetics. Like, I'm pretty sure like I've got Greek, Muslim, probably some Nord in me, because they were, the Sicilians were kind of captured by everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
David McShane is credited with being one of Monument's first homesteaders. Back in 1865, he became the first postmaster in Monument and one of the first commissioners in El Paso County.
All right, so still a little snow. Sorry?
That's cool. I mean, you have you and your sister?
Yep.
Is it just the two of you?
Just the two of us, yep.
Okay. No brothers?
No brothers. No, that would have been too much competition. My sister and I are super competitive with
Are you?
Well, we used to be, yeah. Now we're adults.
What's the age difference?
5 years, a little bit less than 5 years. Yeah, my sister, she lives in Philly, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get her out here? Or?
Well, she is coming out for the wedding, so we'll see. They did come out to visit, I don't know, last summer a little bit, for like concerts and stuff. I don't think she liked the altitude very much.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny because like I never have altitude issues, so it's kind of like hit or miss with the person.
Yeah, and it would just, for most people it just takes getting used to it.
It takes time. It's kind of an inside joke we have with the wedding, like everybody's coming from the flatland.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, who's gonna get altitude sickness first?
Right.
It's taken over under.
Yeah. How many people do you have coming to the wedding?
Oh, not many, just 20.
Cool.
Yeah, just very close family.
Are you actually having it on
Mullis Pass, yeah.
the pass?
Yeah, we got these awesome photographers. I don't know if you know who Joe Grant is. It's like a friend of his.
Yeah, I know Joe. We've met.
This guy named Colt Fetters.
Okay.
Him and his wife. He's a very, actually kind of a pretty well-known skier and rock climber.
Okay.
And he works for, what is it, San Juan Mountain Guides, I think? Yeah. He's a stud athlete. Anyway, he's a great photographer, him and his wife, and they're gonna do our wedding.
Very cool.
Yeah.
How'd you get them to do it?
They have like a business doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's kind of funny. Like, I don't know if they shot it. I'll have to find out, but it'll look very similar. Did you ever see Jim Walmsley's wedding photos?
I don't think
it's in a very similar area.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, cool area. Just on that pass with like the Chicago Basin in the background.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep. So at this fork, we'll turn a left.
Okay. We could go that way. We're going up.
More up. Still not as hard as the steep part of the incline.
No.
Which as a short person, that part sucks so bad.
I know. I don't know if I'll ever get faster because it's the stairs.
Yeah. It is much, although Zach Miller's really short.
I know.
So I gotta find out, what's the secret sauce there?
Right. And Allie.
Allie's
super
tiny.
short.
Erin's a little bit taller than me, but she's not super tall.
Right.
And she flies up, and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Maybe it's our muscles.
Could be. Yeah, it could be muscle groups. We'll see. This week, I'm finally gonna taper down a little bit.
Okay, so you're
and
going
do a hard effort.
You're going for an FKT or?
Not an FKT, just a PR. Yeah. Yep, just to see. And I've got a nice little loop. So I hit the top of the incline, keep going to Rocky Mountain, and then go off of Longs Ranch Road.
Oh yeah.
Nice and steep.
I love that.
Yep.
That road is fun to go up.
Nice hard training stimulus. Yeah.
Never ending.
It is never ending.
What's your current PR?
Not very hot, like 25 something.
Oh.
So I'm trying to go.
So fast.
The goal is like 23.
Nice. Wow.
But I don't know. Let's see.
Well, I can tell you that the conditions are great.
Yeah, Saturday should be good. I'm thinking should be high 50s or mid 50s.
Yeah.
In the AM. So we'll see. So here's our first fall summit.
Okay. Cool. What's the total elevation?
It's only like 1,600.
Okay.
Yeah. It feels way more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hits like a 2,000.
Cool. So when is your first race?
What is it? June. I think it's like the second weekend in June. June 9th, GoPro Games.
Out in Vail?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the Pepe's face-off.
Oh yeah.
So excited for that.
You need to be on the incline like every day.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, so that's like the one thing I have like committed to working on as hard as possible this off season.
Yeah.
Is getting my mountain legs.
Good.
Like being a hiker.
Yeah.
And yeah, so far so good. We'll see.
Yeah, Pepe's face is pretty epic.
Fortunately, I found a good secret hill. That's in Palmer Lake that I go to.
Okay.
And yeah, it's like very similar grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do some repeats on that. I'd say the incline's the best.
Yeah.
Just like training stimulus overall. It's especially in the steep part, like
For sure.
you just kind of get that extra gear that you wouldn't normally have.
Yeah. It's great for stuff like Pepe's.
Yes. Yes, I'll Pepe's and then
Oh, is it Pepe?
I don't know, Pepe's. And then 2 weeks later, CERC Series Brighton.
Okay.
So
Tell me about that one. I don't know much about it.
So that's around, it's called the Wolverine CERCK in Brighton, Utah.
Okay.
So just outside of Salt Lake. Average elevation is like 9,000 something feet. So it'll be a little higher.
Okay.
Lots of boulder fields, very technical. Good field. So I'm excited to test that. We'll see where things are at. I'll get to race Avery Collins for the first time, so I'm excited for that. Some good Salt Lake guys. Yeah, it should be fun. And then I get a break for the wedding, so I gotta try not to gain weight. Gotta stay training. And then August will be CERC Series Alta and CERC Series Grand Targhee. Then
Sorry, are you saying Alta?
Alta, which is like right next to Brighton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the ski resort.
Ski resort, yep.
Okay.
That's where they're at.
Oh,
They're all
wow.
like mini Broken Arrows, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But like Alta is less technical than Brighton. Brighton's probably the second hardest course, other than like Alaska, which is their Alaska series, their
Okay.
Alaska race.
Cool.
But that's next year. This year I don't have the time to go up there.
So are they all Circus Series?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So what I'll be chasing is their pro podium.
Very cool.
So the A goal is pro podium. The B goal is just top 10.
Yeah.
Cool that it's a different kind of goal this year because like I'm less concerned about individual results
Okay.
and more concerned with the overall. So like my plan is to do well in the first few races, and then like for instance like A Basin. That's such a stacked class. Like the class there is amazing. Like world class athletes.
I don't know much about that one either.
So the CERC Series A Basin, it's a very runnable course, mostly on dirt road and single track. Goes up to like 13K, and it's just so fast. It's more of the runner's race there,
Okay.
as opposed to some of the other ones. If you can hike and you're a really strong hiker, you do pretty well. They're all like 6 to 8 miles, so lots of pain for an hour and a half. And then I'll be at the Rut at the end of September.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed. It was
That's
like
Montana?
Montana, yeah. It was like between that or the Pikes Peak Ascent or Marathon.
Okay.
And Pikes doesn't give out tattoos. So
Rut does.
I'm gonna go get my free tattoo.
Really?
I literally, I don't have any
Okay.
tattoos, so it would be the first.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think I would only get one if I like won something pretty epic.
Well, Rose also put a little pressure on me because Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake go every year.
Oh, cool.
So if you're a fan of them,
Oh, yeah.
they will
Very cool.
probably be out there.
Like at the race?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. So that with my first VK, because like I've never done a VK before. So that's what I'm also excited for. To see where we're at.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's another stacked field. So we'll see. This year is going to be a fun experiment. We'll see.
What made you want to do something different?
Like the short stuff, like really, really short stuff. You know, I'm 33 now. I'm not going to have a lot more time, you know, to wear the Vo2 Max is as high as it's going to be.
Okay.
So that's why I want to like test that now and over the next few years before it starts to decline.
Have you ever had it tested?
No, just go off my watch.
Yeah. You should hit up Jason Coop
I'd like to know.
and get tested in the lab.
Yeah,
It's pretty epic.
I bet it's super fun.
It's hard.
I have a Sportiva teammate of mine, Tyler Andrews. He says his is like 93.
What?
I was like, dude,
That's crazy.
I don't know him like personally, but like,
That's like Matt
That's-
Carpenter.
I was like, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, that's like Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's interesting to know that people like that exist.
Yeah.
Mac.
Mine was not that high.
I don't think mine is either. In fact, I can assure you it's not.
Yeah. Mine wasn't even close.
Yeah, some people are just born gifted.
Yeah. Set it up.
Yeah, so
So, can you tell me? I'd like to talk a little bit about your mental game when you're
yeah.
both training and in a performance.
Yeah, I love the process. I'm a big process guy. I like to make sure all boxes are checked off. Almost to the point where I care a little too much.
Okay.
Like, for instance, we were talking about COS-TRCK Brighton. I can tell you everything about that course.
Wow.
And I've never even been there.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I just like really like to, I'm a student. And I like to continue to study it. It's gotten me in some problems. Like last year was my first year of like being quote unquote sponsored.
Okay.
And like really sucked the fun out of it. Like just because I put all that pressure on myself.
Yeah.
To where like this year, I actually started speaking with like a sports psych, and it's helped me a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It just helped me compartmentalize everything.
Okay.
And then,
So what did you feel you needed support with?
so I was on last year a 1-year contract. And I was really in, it's funny, if UD was to hear this, they'd laugh. But like, I was just really stressed out that I wasn't gonna get re-signed. And I
Okay.
put like a lot of my self-worth into, you know, and as I think a lot of athletes do.
Yeah.
You put your self-worth into that and you become hypercritical.
Yeah.
When really, what's it about? It's about fun,
Right.
you know? So I'd say I've come a really long way in the last year.
Good.
And then as far as racing goes, I'm a competitor. Like, I like to throw down.
Awesome.
And, you know, I like to push myself outside of my fitness. It's probably a really bad idea. But it's gotten me some good results that I probably would have never gotten had I like stayed within
What you thought was.
what I'm probably capable of.
Right.
You know, so.
So leading up to these races, how do you manage the voices in your head?
Ooh, it's tough because a lot of it's a confidence game.
Yeah.
Like you could be the fittest person going into a race,
Yeah.
but if you're not confident in yourself, you're gonna have a hard day out.
Yeah.
So I like to just take it easy, you know, like take it in stride. Like I know training, especially after all the years of doing this, training's not gonna be perfect. And just try to keep telling yourself that, like,
Yeah.
you know, this year I think I'm finally ready for the fun. Although it's also gonna be probably some of the highest competition I've ever raced. So.
It's cool.
Yeah. Good
Yeah.
news.
Along the lines of confidence, and I think most people, whether they say it or not, struggle with that.
Oh, big time.
I think there's very few athletes that don't suffer with or have to work on confidence.
Yeah. I don't know how some people do it. Like, if you're somebody that, for instance, like makes a living from the sport, right?
Right.
I don't know how. Like, I just really admire the ability to continue to, like, replicate, you know, these performances and continue to do it at a high level.
Yeah.
This is the second fall summit.
Oh, okay. Are we going up?
Left.
Okay. Yeah, I was listening to the Free Trail podcast, and Dylan was interviewing Rob, who won.
Yes, Canyons.
Yes, Canyons.
Dude, what a performance.
Right?
I was so happy to see him do that.
Me too. And you know, he talks a little bit about, like, he thinks that the one thing that, well, two things that were different was his nutrition. He just took in a lot more calories and sodium and electrolytes than he normally would because he's working with the nutrition.
Okay.
And his confidence, he just kind of felt, I think, a little bit more confident than he normally does.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah, even though, like, I think he was going out maybe a little bit faster than he had planned,
Yeah.
he just hung on and, like, wanted to see what happened, and
look
he
what
had his day.
Look what I mean, that's the thing. Like, he's been knocking at the door
Right.
for a while now.
Well, you know what's funny is in my documentary, he's in the scene at the river crossing at Rucky Chucky.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like DNFing.
Oh, man.
But the filmmakers capture him like he's having stomach issues, and he's just, he like lies down on a cot, and you know, he's just ending it.
Poor guy's having a terrible day.
Oh, yeah.
And then to turn around and do that,
Yeah.
like, that was a
Just a few
world-class
years
field, too.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, just, I'm not gonna lie, like, seeing that gave me, just, like, not hope, but, like, made me realize, like, you can keep, you know,
trying.
Keep shooting, yeah.
Keep trying.
And eventually you
Yeah.
will probably hit your target.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
May I ask, like, what your nutrition is like, both in competition and out?
Yeah, actually just switched up my diet pretty hardcore. Very clean.
Nice.
Like right now, very clean. Like I've cut probably like 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
Very cool.
Just because like race day is not far away. And
How are you doing that?
just clean eating, eating a little bit less, staying on top of like weighing things out, counting my macros.
Oh, wow, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it.
Am I going up?
Yeah, to the right.
This is cool. Look at that.
Because like I have like from like high school football and just genetically, like I've got like a larger set of shoulders and chest, and it carries a little extra muscle than I want to have. So I tend to like try to be a little more careful with gaining muscle, just because I'd like to stay fast and light. I don't want to feel too heavy on race day.
I know.
You know,
I think that's sometimes my problem,
it's tough.
because I have muscle and it just feels heavier to carry around.
Yeah,
Summit!
we made it.
Woo!
Nice.
Hey, so I normally do this at the end of the episode, but this is a really cool view.
Yeah.
So I'm going to challenge you to a push-up contest.
Oh man, you're gonna make me do upper. You're gonna crush me.
Speaking of muscles,
You're gonna crush me.
we're gonna do that with this view because it's pretty awesome.
Okay. Well, all right.
We're good. Okay. I don't know. It's like really awkward, but okay.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Go. 4. I'm at such a weird angle.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you in.
No. It's fair.
I was at such an awkward
That's the first time
angle.
I've done push-ups in a while.
Cool, thanks
Heck yeah.
for entertaining me.
That was awesome.
Look at that view.
I know. There's Monument Lake.
Tell me, yeah.
So this is like the Tri-Lakes area, right? So we've got Palmer Lake, Monument Lake. Actually, I lied. That's not Monument. That's Monument Lake.
Okay.
And then there's Palmer Lake, which is...
There's a lake over here. Is that straight?
I don't know which one that is. One of them. Now, I think the closer one is
Monument.
Monument Lake.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, I'm not really sure which one those
Okay.
are.
Cool.
Yeah, and then we got
Look at that.
good view of the Pikes Massif.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Pikes Peak.
Henry Limbach and his family were also some of the early arrivals, and he actually had a lot to do with the planning and development of Monument. The town was originally called Henry's Station, but it was later changed when the railroad was built in 1871. Monument was named for the rock formation to the west. Mount Herman sits above Monument and lies along Rampart Range of the Front Range between Denver and Colorado Springs. It reaches an elevation of 9,063 feet or 2,762 meters.
Evans and Beardstadt, that group right there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's them.
Cool.
Yeah. So we have two options. We could go down and we could hit the road and it'll make it like a 5-mile
Yeah,
loop.
let's do that.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you want to try to run a little bit on the down or no?
Yeah, we could do that. That's fine. Let's jog when we hit the road.
Okay.
So what kind of shoes do you? Oh, you're a Hoka flyer. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm a flyer. You know, I've been running in Hoka since 2013.
Okay.
I was running in like the Solomon Speed Cross. That was my very first trail shoe.
Okay.
And I tried Pearl Izumi. I tried all kinds of brands, but I had such bad plantar fasciitis
Oh wow.
and Achilles tendonitis. Like actually, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to run UTMB because my training leading up to it was awful.
Oh wow.
I would have like 3 weeks of training and then my feet would be so messed up that I would have to take 2 weeks off, try to heal them. It wasn't ever enough time.
Wow. That's terrible.
I ended up getting PRP
Yeah.
and I had 2 rounds of PRP and that finally, along with like switching out my shoes to Hoka, I've never had problems.
Wow. I mean, they make a good shoe. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a big fan. Before I started running with Sportiva,
Yeah.
big fan of the Tecton.
Yeah.
I love what they did with the
love
News and All.
Tecton.
News and All is great. And the Tecton is just like, I mean, that was one of the great, I mean, I will argue it's one of the greatest shoes ever made, probably.
Yeah, I love the
as far
Tecton.
as trail shoes go.
That's what I've been kind of racing in lately.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the new iterations just keep getting better.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Hoka's really, sorry, to the left.
Okay.
This way. Yep. Yeah, Hoka's come a long way.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I've been with them almost from the beginning.
Oh, really? Wow.
I mean, I want to say like 20. I remember a friend of mine. He's this Finnish guy. He goes by Trail Plotter.
Okay.
He also has a podcast in Finland.
Oh, cool.
But he was one of the first people that was wearing them. And they were so ridiculous.
Yeah, they were the
At
people
first.
called them fat boys or whatever.
Oh,
yeah.
they were huge. I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, they're amazing. They'll change your life. And it took me like still 2 more years before I tried them out.
Okay.
But he was right.
Yeah, I remember when I made the switch, I used to run in ultras a lot. I tried so many different kinds of shoes.
Yeah.
But I had, my feet got beat up when I was pacing Leadville, actually, of all places, around the lake, Turquoise Lake. That,
Oh, yeah.
techie area.
Yeah.
And I was just like, my feet just got destroyed.
Really?
Wearing a pair of ultras. And
Yeah, I would.
my buddy was in a pair of Tectons at the time. It was like 2 summers ago, 3 summers
Okay.
ago. And yeah,
Cool.
they make a
Yeah.
kudos.
How did you get with La Sportiva and kind of like that whole sponsorship? How did that come about?
Keep going straight.
Okay.
So Sportiva, so I'll start with Ultimate Direction because it's probably a little bit easier. I actually had reached out to Ultimate Direction, I kind of gave a pitch on, what I had up and coming, who I was as an athlete, basically like where I was going and who I was.
Yeah.
And they liked it and took a chance on me.
Wow.
And that opened up a lot of opportunities for me in 2023. That's how I met Joe. That's how I met a lot of
Did
people.
it open up opportunities because it gave you like credibility as an athlete?
Credibility as an athlete, but also is connections. Gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of people.
Gotcha.
And through that, I met Justin Simoni and and John Kelly. John Kelly, who you probably know from
Of
Barkley.
course, yeah.
And they were kind enough to make the introduction for me to La Sportiva, the athlete manager, and that was kind of how that conversation got started. I had basically reached out to them and said, hey, would you mind making this introduction?
Okay.
And yeah, it's kind of how it
That's awesome.
came to fruition. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, I'm one of those people where I know a lot of athletes like to sit and wait and just like hope that someone comes to them.
Right.
But like, if someone builds a door, I like the idea of ripping it off the hinges. And I just think that like that's,
Yeah.
if you want something, go get it.
Yeah.
And it's been a great partnership so far. I'm just on the roster for 2024, but I hope to make it longer. So.
Nice. Is that like a skill that you've developed, maybe like because of your job, or
I don't know.
is it a personality?
Because I've literally had more than one person tell me, because I do, other than like, so I don't know like Mike McManus, but I do know a lot of athlete managers. And it's just from, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you could say it's from work. You kind of like network with people and get good at it.
Yeah.
One of the main things they teach you in business school is networking and networking events. I've had like more than one person say to me like, oh dude, if there was money in this, you should be like a manager. And that's actually something I have considered. Like if I didn't want to run anymore, like
Managing athletes?
managing athletes,
Yeah.
like I think it would be a lot of fun. Just fostering those relationships,
Yeah.
is really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just think the sport's not where it needs to be yet for it, though, for there to be like any tangible return on investment. But
Right.
we'll see. That might not be the case in a few years. I don't know. It's also opened up a lot of doors for like, it's helped me build some name recognition for the podcast, and that's helped a lot.
Awesome. I wanted to ask you about like the guests that you've had on so far.
Yeah.
How did all of those relationships come about? Do you just...
Some of them I knew personally, and some of them we had just been like mutually aware of each other. And I just like reached out and said, hey, I think you're awesome. Come on the podcast and tell your story.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it's been. Like I already knew Brian Whitfield. I already knew Ace. Most of the people that have been on already, I've already known. But like I didn't know Aaron. You and I like more acquaintances. We had met once.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say now we're getting into territory where a lot of the people, or some of the people, are just like people I'm reaching out to, and they're like genuinely excited to be on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's awesome. I mean, I think you have, it's a very like professional, well done podcast.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so, yeah, I would imagine people would want to be a part of it. So if you're listening and you want to be on his podcast, reach out.
Reach out. You are more than welcome to come on.
Yep. Your Instagram is steepstuff_pod.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said before, like, yes, we're having a lot of pros on. I've got way more pros coming on in the coming months, especially with because we're doing race previews as well.
Oh, cool.
But I don't know. I find more personal inspiration from the people that are in the process of making it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of times where you'll get discouraged with your own training, or you just feel like, dude, I'm 33 years old, but sometimes I feel like you wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, that hurts, and it's like I interview these amazing people that are making it in the sport and in the process of breaking through, and it just breathes new life.
For sure.
It's really inspiring.
For sure. What does your recovery look like? Do you have any?
Lots of sauna.
Oh, okay.
Some ice bath, not as much anymore.
I love natural cold immersion.
Heck yeah.
Getting in the rivers and.
I've just been really keen lately on just identifying inflammatory foods and cutting them out.
I'm kind of working on that as well.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
I started with one of the things I did cut out was coffee creamer, right? And you think that's such an easy thing. No. Not when you're waking up super early for work.
But do you use oat milk or anything like that?
Just drinking it black.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
That's pretty hard.
We're going straight for it.
I don't think I could do that. I mean, maybe I could, but.
So one of the big things has just been cutting out all sugar, other than fueling days for runs.
Okay.
Just being very careful with the amount of glucose and very targeted. So post run, obviously you'll get your carbohydrates from rice or quinoa and stuff like that post run, to kind of replenish those glycogen levels. But other than that, it's really cutting all those foods out, and it's so hard. Although I was bad last night. We had pizza.
It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. Yeah. I think I just try to eat really clean as well. Natural ingredients.
Yep.
I try not to eat any processed stuff.
Yep.
Definitely no processed meats.
No. I'm even careful with the meats too, grass-fed, grass-finished.
Yes, same.
Is what I try to aim for. Obviously, it's not, sometimes it's not able to do, but as much as possible. Bison.
Yes.
I do eat a little bit more red meat than I probably should, but I like it. So
yeah, same. I think I am going to start cutting down though.
Yeah.
Just to, not quite as much as I have been eating lately.
Yeah. And then for recovery too, Normatec boots.
Oh, cool.
Just the standard stuff.
Yeah. Nice.
Lots of sleep.
I only asked because you said you wake up and you're kind of I'm sore.
Oh, it depends. Lately, the last 3 weeks, I've started a big vert block.
Okay.
And I've just been trying to get, for a 60-mile week, 20,000 feet of vertical or somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah.
And that just really killed me.
Yeah.
So, I'll probably, like I said, this week I'll taper that down. And then,
I've been using X Endurance since October.
Okay.
And they promise a PR on your next run. And,
oh, wow.
Well, after taking it for a week. But what I've noticed is that I'm recovering really, really well.
That's awesome.
I wake up in the morning and I don't have the aches and pains. So I don't know. I'm going to stick with it. It's just tablets, and I take them in the morning and at night. And
yeah.
The route that we took was relatively easy. It was a steep Class 1 trail with some rocks and with a little stream that ran along the side of us at times.
I got COVID 2 years ago. Really bad. I actually got it from Coffee Bear in Silverton. I'm almost 100% sure that's where
really
where I picked it up at. Yeah. It was during Kendall Mountain Week. And Yeah, ever since then I've been taking AG1 because I've been like super crazy about not getting sick.
Yeah.
Like being crazy about my
Immune system.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been taking mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, turkey tail, and cordyceps.
I've heard it's
Those are my 4.
super good for your hormone. I've heard it's good for everything.
Everything. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about your age, and I'm like 10 years older than you, and I still feel great. Like,
see, that's what I hope to feel. Like I do like, I don't know, like it's not that I'm worried about getting old. It's just that like you start to think about it more and more as every year ticks by. And I'm like, cool, like 33, like that came up so quick.
Right.
And I feel like I was just 25.
I know.
You know, and I'd say the only thing like that I've noticed in age is just like in training blocks, is just like by the end of the week, I'm a little more pooped now than I used to be. Like by the time Sunday rolls around, like I actually need it to be a chiller day, whereas I used to be able to go do a workout.
Sure. Yeah, age is it's a really weird thing. Like I don't feel my age, but you know, it definitely. I know that I'm getting older. And, and I don't like it.
I like to look at it as like a almost like a beautiful thing. Like with age comes wisdom, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's also just scary.
Yeah.
Like just thinking about our existence and our purpose, and it's really like for me, I think about it quite often.
Yeah.
Like what
purpose or
what is my purpose?
Yeah.
And like what kind of impact do I want to leave?
Yeah.
On this planet? Maybe it won't affect a lot of people, but maybe it could.
Yeah.
Or maybe the impact that I am able to have, maybe it's not a lot, maybe it isn't about quantity, but it's quality, and like maybe it can be really, it can have a large impact on those I am able to affect.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more. It's actually something I struggle with a lot, especially like, well, you can relate to this. You're kind of in the corporate world. You know, with what I do for a living, I really kind of get squirmy with the whole, you know, shareholder value and like looking at an income statement and a balance sheet and giving recommendations on, you know, stuff like that. And then companies have layoffs, and it's like, dude, these people have to put food on their table for their families.
Yeah.
And like, I really do struggle with that because, well, one, like I know what I do for a living, but at the same time, you know, it's not really making the world a better place by any means.
Yeah.
That bothers me a lot. And the second thing is that like, yes, it's monetary gains, but like, dude, that's just money, you know? Like money's great, but like that doesn't provide me any more purpose. That doesn't provide like that, like that's just material nonsense, you know? That's not enriching my soul in any way and making me feel like I'm giving back or helping people. Yeah, I struggle with that immensely.
How would you, if you could do anything that you wanted, or?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I definitely am going to do something entrepreneurially. I just don't know what it's going to be. I've like got some ideas on the drawing board because I know I don't want to do that forever.
Right.
You know, I like to look at life as multiple acts, if you will. Like this is just one of my many acts doing what I'm doing. Same thing with running. That's an act. Right. You know, running's not going to be there forever. The purpose of it and having fun in the mountains will be there forever.
Yes.
But running competitively or just running for a brand, like that's fleeting, you know? So yeah, I don't know. It's
like, I mean, I think what I hear is like you are making an effort not to tie your identity to a certain thing.
Yes. I had a gentleman by the name of Benjamin Townsend on the podcast. He's a local Colorado Springs guy, great runner. And he recommended this book to me. the way of the peaceful warrior.
Okay.
And a lot of it is making yourself like you're not just one thing. You're a collection of all the people you meet and all the experiences you have, you know, and that molds you into the person that you eventually become, you know, and you're constantly changing and constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, because that's the thing, like, listen, if I could make trail running a full-time thing, I would do that. It's probably not healthy because one, that's a big risk, relying on your body for income. And second, it's, you know, I don't like tying myself to any one thing, you know? So I don't know. Like I said, we're going to go right. Okay. You know, given a lot of thought, and I think something entrepreneurially for sure in the future. You know, I don't know.
And do you, like, I don't know, what are some of like your motivations? What motivates you to want to?
Time. I realize that like I have to give time to work, and I'd rather it be something where I'm creating value for other people or myself. Whereas like I see now, and this is like most corporate jobs, like, yes, you create value, don't get me wrong. And I don't mean to ruffle feathers with that comment, but like, it's like, it's still shareholder value. You're enriching people that are in the stock market, right? You're growing someone's 401k, and that's cool. That's great. Money is great. But like, I think my motivations are just more like, I would like to create something so I have my own time.
I love that.
To do the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, which includes unlimited time in the mountains.
Yeah, I love that. And how do you think you could maybe help others?
It's a good question. I don't know. These are things like I've like ponder pretty often, like write down. And so I do love the idea of the podcast, but I am also like incredibly realistic. Like I'm not Joe Rogan.
Right.
Never going to be Joe Rogan. I'm my own person.
Yeah.
But I do think that like there is some space maybe as a business, like to have that in the trail running space. I think especially for the sub-ultra scene, like the long form interview, the long form discussion. Yeah. I think that there's space for that. And I think that'll
evolve.
Yeah, and I think people will see that. I don't really want to do what Dylan Bowman does. I think that looks very stressful. You know, what he's done is amazing and it's super incredible for the sport, but like, you know, he's got mouths to feed. And that seems, you know, he's got a lot on his plate there with what he's doing. So
I think he's having fun though.
Oh, I think so too.
He's got
for
a good, he's surrounded himself with really good people. And I mean, you can just being around him, you can feel his
such a good
energy.
Guy. I'm always very defensive of Dylan. I like really love and respect what he's done.
Yeah.
Like I got really butthurt when Corian had that issue with UTMB where she was no longer working with him. And like people were in the comments on social media, like telling Dylan to like take a stand and this, that, and the other. I'm like, dude, like, give Dylan a break.
Yeah, no, and she does not hold anything against him.
No, I'm sure not. They're all good, you know, all good people. No, and I just, you know, I think what he's doing for the sport also too, like, I think Dylan sees the vision, which I kind of see as well. Maybe I see his vision, I think, a little bit differently. Whereas like him as a, not just a podcaster, but just as a personality in the sport. Yeah. Where we haven't evolved to that level yet to where like there is true commentary. But if you see like these adjacent sports, cycling, basketball, fighting, you name it, there's always like former professional athletes that do kind of go that route and become like they go commentary. For sure. So yeah, that's, we can jog this if you're down. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of where.
Yeah. No, I think he, like his, I think his motivations are really pure and it comes out.
Yes.
And
like he genuinely cares.
He loves the sport.
And his slogan, like, trail running will save the world. Yeah. Like, I think he truly 100% buys into that.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. I kind of say that, like, with our kids' camp, is like, trail running can change lives.
Yes. This is such a good sport.
I mean, like, all running is good. But there's just something about your feet on the dirt. Yep. Being out in nature. Yep. I was just reminiscing yesterday about this time I was running in Glenwood Springs.
Oh yeah, beautiful area.
Yeah, and I came upon a cow. Well, first of all, I came upon a herd.
Okay.
And they were mooing like I had never heard before. like it was crazy.
Okay.
They were all mooing. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm running and I see this mommy cow giving birth.
Oh wow.
And at first I was like, oh my God, so cool. I bring out my phone, I start recording, and then I realize the baby is dead.
Oh no.
And it was swollen because it had died, and it was stuck.
Oh man.
And so the mommy was dying. And like, I took off my t-shirt and I tried to pull the legs out.
Oh my God, you're lucky you didn't get kicked.
No, she was going to die.
Oh my God.
Like, she wouldn't have hurt me. She couldn't move.
Wow.
But like, I pulled and pulled, like for about 15 minutes. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And the baby didn't budge.
Oh my gosh.
So like, I had to keep running. I had to leave her. I told her how I was sorry for her. And I left, and I saw two people on horses.
Yeah.
And I told them, I'm like, hey, I flagged them down. I said, there's a cow out there. Maybe you could help. But like, even though it was a really sad and dramatic moment,
Yeah.
it was a connection with nature.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't have had if I weren't out there running by myself in the middle.
I agree. And like, whether it be horrible,
Yeah.
or like cathartic in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
like it's still a connection to remember.
connecting.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I tried. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was sad, but
Oh, I'm sure. Super sad.
yeah,
Just a very unique experience.
for sure.
How did you like Glenwood? Like running in the canyon?
Oh yeah. I like that area.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Have you ran out there?
I have not. I have family that lives in Carbondale.
Okay.
Yeah. Right near Mount
reminds me of,
Soper.
I drive a little.
It does, yeah. Yeah, good views. A little higher up. Fun when it snows.
Okay.
It's very exposed.
Cool. Have you had any encounters with wildlife?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Like, almost ran into a bear last year.
Really?
Yeah, I run with earphones on a lot. And like, I don't care. Like, I don't know. I genuinely don't think I'm gonna get attacked by a bear.
Right.
And that's probably very naive.
No,
But
I think it's unlikely.
yeah, I mean, like, we've of course had the grizzly discussion.
Right.
We don't have those here. Hopefully not. So yeah, I did bump into a bear. Almost ran right into the back of him.
Oh my God.
He looked at me, I looked at him. I said, hey, bear. And he just took off.
Oh wow.
They're so fast.
Yeah.
That's one thing I think it's underrated about, like, people get very confident and think like, oh, you know, I can outrun a bear, or I'm not afraid. But like the skill and the speed that thing had, I was like, damn, the bear can move.
Yeah.
And he was big. He was several hundred pounds.
Wow.
Easily. Yeah. So I've bumped into a lot of animals. Moose. I'm a little more terrified of moose.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons. Elk. I see a lot. Like, I like trails that like nobody goes on. So I do tend to see some more wild stuff. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite trails around here?
Ooh, I love Heiser.
Okay, me too.
Long's Ranch Road, even though I never see anybody. That's like the most underrated climb in the Springs.
It's so, it just keeps going. And
Yes. Yeah, it's my, like when I'm getting ready for like a Broken Arrow or something like that, like anything ski resort related, that's where I like to run. Because it's a semi-technical ski road. Pikes, obviously, in the summer. And then the incline lately.
Cool.
Yeah, I've just been like doing a lot of work on the incline and Blodgett.
Nice.
Yeah. Whatever people consider to be the hardest climbs in the area, that's what I like to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Heiser's pretty good.
Heiser's hard.
Yeah.
We were just there on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Lots of snow.
Who's we?
Me and Rose and I, and the dogs.
Do you run with her a lot?
I will occasionally, maybe once a month, do a long run with her. If I'm like hurting and need
A slower
a
day.
nice aerobic day, yeah, she's awesome for that.
Yeah.
And she's patient.
Nice.
Because like I don't like to hike much. I like to run the climbs, and she's pretty patient with me. So,
Cool.
and of course our girls, the dogs, they come everywhere with us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I almost brought one of them today.
Cool. That would have been fun.
I just didn't want to. They're funny off leash. I don't want to have to be talking and then have
Right.
to
Like,
keep an eye.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then like they love to pounce on small woodland creatures, so that wouldn't be great for our viewing audience.
Come back all bloody.
Yeah. Oh, you asked me earlier about like run clubs.
Yeah.
Cut the Cheese Run Club. So Ace just started that.
Oh, really? Where?
So it's like not based out of anywhere. It's just like his own thing.
Okay.
So he does race series, and they just wrapped one up. And I think he's planning one for the summer. So go ahead, like definitely recommend people checking that out.
Oh, heck yeah.
It's called Cut the Cheese
Cut the cheese?
Run Club. Yeah.
Cool. I think I saw you post about that.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I've done 2 of the runs. Really fun.
Really?
They do giveaways. You should get them on. Like one of the deepest conversations I ever had, and like he's just such a genuinely good person.
Oh, I love that.
Like I left that conversation like, oh shit, I need to do more for my community.
Yeah.
Like he really cares.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe we could have him volunteer at camp.
Oh, he'd be a great choice. And I'm pretty sure he knows Joe. So
Yeah. So tell me about the run club.
So it's like more so race series based.
Okay.
So like he'll pick a course, and then he'll do like a preview day where it's like a big group run with everybody. So people of all skill levels come out. They do a raffle, giveaway, sometimes snacks.
Where did you meet?
So the last one we did 2. We did one at Red Rocks,
Okay.
and then we did a second one that was out of Colorado Running Company.
Cool.
And we went to, what is that park? It's on Palmer. Austin Bluffs.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Very cool.
and we ran straight from like Trader Joe's area,
Yeah.
straight out there.
So like, did you go up to Castle?
Yeah, part of it is towards the rock itself.
Yeah, Castle. Or Pulpit Rock. Sorry.
Pulpit, yeah, I was thinking castle too.
It looks like a castle.
It does. I always think when I drive by, I'm like, that should have been named Castle
Right.
Rock. But yeah, so yeah, and it's good. Like
Very cool.
decent turnouts and it's grassroots. And like I love what Aravaipa does. Like I gotta have Brittany on the podcast soon.
Who?
Brittany.
Oh, Brittany. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. Although I gotta get in her ear a little bit. We gotta get some steep courses. I want like another Kendall Mountain.
Have you done Kendall?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Like I said, I don't do a lot of research.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, I want more. Just like more steep, hard,
Yeah.
technical courses. Whereas I get it, like trail races are a little more accessible, but like I want like a skyrunning series in the
Yeah.
States.
Maybe that could be something in your future.
Race directing?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have given it a lot of consideration.
I've thought about it.
I just always have these like good ideas for courses. Like for instance, like Mount Herman. Like how sick of a race would that be?
Yeah,
You know? And then you come down and
you could link it too.
hey, you bomb down the road. Yeah, it's just so many good courses that we could do.
Yeah. Does Mount Herman connect to any other like to link.
Oh yeah, you could
ridge.
do a solid like 50K course just from Palmer Lake all the way to the Air Force Academy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you could do a bunch.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good opportunities here. I think a lot of it's just capital and investment and where you think people will go.
Yeah. I think, though, I mean, if you build it, they will come.
Yes.
Like people love racing.
I'd be lying if I didn't say I had like multiple 100K and 100-mile courses in the Pikes Peak area that like go around the peak or up and over the peak.
Yeah.
And like connect some of the little towns like Cascade.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
well, Ring the Peak.
Yes.
I mean,
kind of like that with that, but way harder.
cool. Yeah.
It's just a matter of, I hope you keep this in there too, because I hope if someone's listening, somebody will come up with that idea.
Yeah.
Or like try to, because like I thought Ring the Springs was going to be it.
Well,
And I think it's just, logistically, it's very hard
sure.
to put those types of races on.
Well, Ring the Peak, the trail, some of it is through private
Right.
property, which is the dilemma.
Right.
That's why you can't really go for an FKT.
Exactly.
And
I know, and then it becomes
but
squirrely.
it could be really amazing if they would just open it up.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, you know, are those landowners willing to come to negotiation at any point? And I'm sure they would.
I mean, Steve Brimmer, he's been fighting it for years.
Has it?
Or not fighting it, but
Like against, like...
well, no.
Oh, before it.
Trying to get,
Okay.
trying to work with the landowners and
Yeah.
fighting for us.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be cool if they put something together.
Yeah,
We definitely need it.
agreed.
And the Springs is just so slept on. I mean, we got great runners. We've got a great community. You know, we've got the Pikes Marathon. Like, we need a 100-miler around that peak.
I agree.
How's it going?
This is a heavily trafficked road.
Yes. Yeah, you be careful. Did we pass? Oh, I didn't even show you.
What?
There was a Cadillac a ways back in the bushes.
A what?
A Cadillac?
Like a car?
Like a car. Someone like sped off the road.
Oh,
and-
no.
Yeah.
Like it's still there?
I was there like a month ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't checked in a while. But yeah, there's always sketchy stuff going on Mount Herman Road.
Okay.
It's an odd road.
Where does it end?
Woodland Park, you could take this all the way.
Oh, does it connect with Rampart?
That's right, yep. Yeah, it's a good road. This is a good spot for a solid downhill mile PR.
Oh yeah, for sure. Nice and buttery.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to like release the legs after Herman.
Well, thank you for taking me on.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Trail.
I'm glad you got to see this, and I'm glad, really happy to be on the podcast.
Yeah, I'm happy you agreed to it. Now I have to edit and get it out there.
Did you watch, by any chance, Jim's documentary that came out yesterday?
No,
Oh my
I
God.
haven't had a chance.
It's really good.
Good. How long is it?
It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I like sat down at work yesterday. I was like, oh, I got nothing going on. Let's see what we got here. And hour and a half later.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about yours. You said it's going to be hitting streaming services soon,
Yes.
right? Okay.
So like, not Netflix because they didn't want it,
Okay.
but Amazon, Google, Hulu, maybe Peacock, I don't know.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's so cool. Like I told you on the pod, you're going to get stopped in the grocery store.
I don't know. It's kind of, yeah, like I don't want to have high expectations and then, you know, maybe people don't resonate with it.
Oh, I think they will.
But
The story is incredible. And I think like, I'm just excited because like it just makes it much more accessible
Yeah.
for people to people to see, you know?
Totally. And I think one of the reasons the filmmakers chose to put it on streaming platform versus YouTube is because they felt like if you invested the time and money to rent it, then that means you're going to sit down and really watch it.
Exactly.
And not just have it running in the background.
Yep. I totally agree.
Like one of the things that is really important to me is community.
Yep.
Because of my story, I know what an impact community had on me.
Oh, big time.
And where I am today is really all about the people I was lucky enough to be, you know, surrounded by.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have known my potential. I still don't know if I really know it, but I'm grateful to those people who showed me that I could be more.
Yep.
And so I think that's one cool thing about the camp is like maybe we can reach kids who are struggling.
Yep.
Who don't have the confidence.
Agreed. Don't have access to certain things.
Yeah. Maybe they don't have the family support system that other kids have.
Agreed.
And like, how amazing would that be to have an impact on them in a positive way?
Well, like I said, you never know
Right.
who you're gonna have in your camp.
Are we back where we started?
Yep.
Cool.
Take the side trail.
Yeah. A little over 5.
Yep. That's a good loop. Not bad. 5 miles, 1,600 feet. Nice work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whew.
And you get to see a new trail.
Totally.
This is where all the monument people go.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you for showing me
Yeah, my pleasure.
around. We were up there. Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Doing push-ups.
Doing push-ups. So we finished our hike run up there. That was awesome. Thank you for showing me your trails.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Also, I'm really excited about what you're doing with the podcast.
Oh, thank you.
And with your athletic goals.
We'll see where that goes.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell people like where they could, follow you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
Yeah.
share all your info.
You can find me on Instagram at James Lauriello. Last name is Lauriello. And if you guys are interested in the podcast, it's called the Steep Stuff Pod. So it's going to be at steepstuff_pod. And yeah, those are the 2 spots. If you're interested in being on the pod, reach out to me.
Hit them up.
Yeah.
DM them.
That's right.
It's super cool. I really enjoyed being on his podcast and listening to some of the episodes.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're really good.
Oh, thank you. Vice versa. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's run more trails together.
I agree. Heck yeah. Let me know.
All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it was really an awesome day out on the trails.
Nice little loop.
Nice little loop. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it.
Out.